step number 7, you're going to complete and polish your book's introduction. So every nonfiction self-published book that is for a business or an entrepreneur, whether you're a coach, consultant, service provider, whatever you decide on being called, you should have an introduction. In that introduction, you're going to summarize the entire book, and you're also going to include the reasoning behind the book, or introduce a concept in the book that you're addressing that may be new. You're going to talk a little bit about how whatever you're talking about in your book has helped your clients, the people that you're working with, or if you haven't worked with anyone just yet, how it's helped you. And you're going to put all of that in the introduction, and you're going to word it in a way that is going to draw the person in. So you're going to basically be a storyteller, because you're going to include some stories, maybe quotes and affirmations or mantras and things like that. You're going to put all of that in there so that it can break up the monotony of just reading through a book. Okay, you're going to put all of that in. You're going to complete it and polish it up with that. So the first thing that you can jot down for this too is to take your time. Please take your time. Your book should not be completed when you are just working on your introduction. Alrighty, it's not going to be completed. Now, there have been times when I've just written an ebook, and it's just been a real, maybe like 20 pages, and I did it so that I could put it out with a program or a 3-day masterclass that I was doing. Now that's a little bit different. So that's not what I'm talking about here. All right. And then the second thing here is know that you should not put everything you know into your book. Okay. How many people say, can I get you to get an amen or something? Don't put everything in the book. Do you know the reason why I'm saying that? Put in the chat if you think you know the reason why I'm saying don't put everything you know in a book. And I'm looking in the chat right now. So it can go in your next book. Oh, good. Okay, Amika, yep. That's good. So it can go in your next book. Yes, more book sales. Okay, that all sounds good to me. One of the reasons, the most obvious, it would be too doggone long. Nobody want to read that long old book. You people are talking about all the stuff you know. When this book gonna end? You don't want the book to be that big. Okay, the research shows, all right? The research shows that most bestsellers only go to about the 7th or 8th grade reading level. Now, you know, you are not going to keep a 7th or 8th grader in to like 500, 600 pages or reading the whole Bible unless they're a Harry Potter fan. And, you know, even then they still need a break, you know, because those books were really, really hefty. So you are not going to write a really, really long book. A lot of times you can just write a really thin book. Look how thin this is. Let me see. This is 106 pages. Then another client of mine wrote a book, and we started a publishing company, 120 pages. Very, very short. Look, a workbook that's an extension of one of my clients' pocket guides, 52 pages. Okay, so your book needs to accomplish your why. Remember the why we talked about, and it doesn't have to have everything in it. And then just like you all said, you don't want to put everything in the book because you want people to come back to you. You want them to read through the book and say, man, she did this. He did this for this woman. I had someone read one of my books, and I helped a young lady. She was dyslexic. She was told that she would never amount to anything and that she would only be able to work at, you know, some fast food restaurant sweeping the floors. It hurt her to her heart, but it took her years to be able to get the confidence to write a book. And when I worked with her, I assisted her using the 1,500 words in 15 minutes or less strategy. We were able to write her book in no time, okay? She still has dyslexia. She still, you know, wants to concentrate and focus on making sure she gets her words right, making sure she speaks like she, really desires to, and she writes well. So she's still very focused on that, and she concentrates on doing well in that area. But she is a published author, okay? She was able to do that in a very short period of time because she didn't put everything into one book. It was very, very short. And then she believed that it was time. She made the decision and she decided to write her book.